direction, right? Okay, well, this comp would be... this comp would be very interesting if they come out with this.
Yeah, be fun.
Okay, let's assume for the sake of argument that this is what they're going to be playing, Matt. Break down the Ashe Junkrat inclusion here.
Ashe we haven't seen get like a ton of playtime in Overwatch League, but the Dynamite against the 3-3, really good against players grouped together. You can throw the Dynamite, shoot out of the sky, do a lot of ticking damage, everybody. Junkrat, pretty straightforward. Throws a ton of grenades, does a ton of damage.
Very direct, much like any other Australian.
Yeah.
Straightforward. No nonsense chap. So the Vancouver Titans now have to play into a composition that, I'll be honest with you again, is chock full of damage. It's something we expect from the Chengdu Hunters.
Interesting, we see Twilight play the Ana again. We'll see if he decides to switch off of this, but at least early on, it seems like against these damage-dealing compositions and these odd compositions, the answer here for the Titans is to play a little bit more Ana.
Now, bear in mind, Ashe's reload time gets longer the less bullets she has in the chamber when she reloads. So it's unlikely Bacon Jack will just sort of spray every bullet. It'll take ages for him to reload if that's the case. Just a little thing to keep in mind. Whereas for other heroes, it's always the same period of time for reload. All right, Bumper goes down. Elsa really fancy to fight. Oh, I guess the Titans are going. It's a shame. Then stay for tea? No.
I just want to see Bob.
Yeah,
get a Bob out there. I feel like Bob is an ultimate. Like it's hilarious, right? Everybody goes nuts for Bob. I feel like it's something that me and Reinforce were talking about the other day. It's something that hasn't really been utilized great yet, but can be. I mean, the zone player's out. I mean, he can contest points, he can move payloads.
Twilight can also put him to sleep straight away and nullify him.
Also that as well.
Oh! Bacon Jack! From a distance, gets the pick on Twilight. That is something that Ashe does offer you. And it might be time soon for Bacon Jack to show Bob.
Yeah, well, we'll see how he decides to use his Bob. As maybe use it in the choke here, display some people, put down some damage, maybe use it when they try and push onto the point. Block off an area of like a rotation.
The knock-up is severe.
Pretty violent, yeah.
Bacon Jack off the edge. He actually sends Bob in the opening here. He's put to sleep straight away. See, I knew that would happen. Twilight, he's on the ball, isn't he? Elsa drops him with a self-destruct. It works in a sense of zoning the Titans away. So they... Zoning ultimate lul forehead, yes. The Titans waited for Bob to be done, and now they're going to go in again. Dive in that high ground. Keo looking a little bit low. Bumper backing off. A Riptide here could definitely scuttle this Vancouver ship, but Jinmu sent it so high. Twilight, he's skin shooting out there. Easy enough, picks it off. Now the Graviton Surge. Amon's caught, but there's a shield. Is he? Twilight's trying to get in between him and the shield. He gets a nasty bite grenade, and now Elsa's mech is gone. Primal Rage Bumper rousing a bit of a rabble inside the cafe here. Clearly not happy with his panini. And Jinmu finally goes down. Now the Titans have the number. A three-man fire grenade from Twilight. This guy's really leaving a mark.
And when they use the supercharger here at the end, you expect some changes to come through for the Hunters. So they tried the Bob on defense at the beginning with an Ashe play. Didn't exactly work. Bacon Jack will now play Widowmaker.
Captain Planet, I beat you to that one, bro. You didn't listen to the pre-show, huh? Sit down. Oh, and you're probably already sitting down, so stand up and then sit back down again.
Never heard somebody get so angry at Captain Planet.
I'm not angry.
Right in stat.
I'm not angry. Definitely not angry.
Sounded incredibly angry.
Unrustled.
Double sniper here set up. Or the Hunters can play a lot on the high ground.
See if they can make it work. Somin Seuss down early in the fight. We don't see that often at all from the Vancouver Titans. And Bumper falling as well. Elsa has been an absolute terror on this Diva so far.
And they use the nano boost on the Bumper to try and get him up to the high ground. Take out one of the snipers, but Bacon Jack just grapples away. Then you have Elsa get right up in Bumper's face. They're able to pick up that kill. So let's see. It's going to be hard, though, I think, Mitch, for the Hunters to play this choke. You don't have like a Rhine shield to play behind. You don't have a lot of things to protect the players that are going to be playing here. As Janu actually switches off of Diva. He'll play Wrecking Ball himself.
Oh, Amon trying to get some skadoosh of his own for the Pandas. Doesn't quite work out. He's repelled by Twilight. But Janu... Oh, this is great. I'm loving it. Vancouver Titans, they're slowly being corrupted by this element of rascality that the Hunters always, you know, sort of flash around like a badge of honor.
The Hunters see this every day. They know how to play against Wrecking Ball. They're not...
Remember, Janu, it's a jungle out there, bro. Dragon Strike from Jinmu as he drops down. Twilight is already taken care of now. Yes, Vancouver. The problem is that Chengdu were born into this. They were molded by this craziness. They didn't see a normal game of 3-3 until they were already adults.
The Hunters are doing a fantastic job peeling for the snipers. Bumper keeps diving in deep, trying to make a play for one of the snipers up on the high ground, whether it's Bacon Jack or Jinmu. And there's always the peel there from Elsa, Eviltal there to heal everybody up. Really nice here from the Hunters.
Looks like someone just patted Johnny on the shoulder and said, look, we're going to go back to basics here. Nano boost on Bumper. He's discorded and took a lot of damage early on. Bacon Jack still at a safe distance here, and Bumper coming back with rather empty pockets. Johnny's very low, and Elsa's thinking about following up. Amon on top of that little awning there. Sominsu was bubbled, so he doesn't get knocked up at all, and Jinmu's down. Bumper finally finds a target. Self-destruct thrown in. Elsa doesn't find much. Huxel was there with the shield, but Jinmu's now been brought back into the fray. When Huxel going down, the snipers are doing work. Bacon Jack with 2. Side effects with that? No, we'll just take the kills.
And I think it's very difficult when you're playing the main tank against this type of composition, because Bumper, when you see double sniper as a Winston, you're like, okay, I need to dive the double sniper. I need to make space. But when you have Eamon playing the Wrecking Ball, just going behind enemy lines, landing these slams, you know, putting down the minefields, you have to have some type of peel there. And Wrecking Ball just does so much damage.
1 minute and 7 seconds. This style of play has thrown the Titans for a loop. They need to come up with an answer, and so far it involves Gravitoming Amon. Kyo's not able to keep him alive there with the Transcendence. I will say that's quite a large investment in order to keep just the Hamtaro alive.
And they use it to keep Amon alive, and he actually gets hit with a biotic grenade, and there's no healing there as well.
Yep. Twilight, huge counter to this composition in terms of dealing with Transcendence. Bumper, he's just swatting flyers for the time being. Oh, he's slow. As he came out of that Primal Rage, he looked pretty vulnerable. Now Dragon Strike across the payload. This will force the Titans out of position. They can't approach quite yet until the Dragon goes away. Now there's a minefield in their way. Bacon Jack finally goes down to Bumper on that high ground, and Johnny needs to take a break. 22 seconds left. This wild ride is giving the Vancouver Titans some travel sickness, Matt.
So Bumper still trying to make a play here for the high ground. Is self-destruct gets thrown up there by Janu, just trying to clear some out, get a new mech back.
I mean, Jimmy's in a great spot right now.
The card is still rolling as well.
Bumper has to deal with this. Johnny might be the one to step up and deal with this sweater. It's a trade, though. Twilight is down. Big part of Vancouver's healing is missing. Ana is supposed to be a heavy lifter in that particular regard. In overtime now, Janu's mech, it's gone. There's an Armor drop down, another pile driver, and a Dragon Strike that doesn't quite clip the payload in the way that Jimmy would have liked. Still, Janu's missing. Amon just has to keep himself on the payload, try and stay around for as long as he can. Bacon Jack is back up to his safe little perch, but he's going to be chased down by Bumper, who does not want to give him Reign of the Skies. But Elsa right now is control of the payload. Slime has to step up, takes damage, gets a repair pack, goes back inside the saloon. Going for a cold pipe perhaps, but there's still Overwatch to be played. Bumper gets a yellow another nano boost, but he actually combines that with his own Primal Rage, and a great Transcendence from Kyo to prevent the Hunters from being taken down by that grab. Huxel now trying to dance up on that payload. He's down to low, and Slime is trying to keep him alive right next to him. It's not going to work out. Jinmu finally falls on the high ground. The Titans are working their butts off to try and deal with these snipers, but Slime falls. They're running out of supports and healing in general. Bumper steps forward, but he's so low. It's self-destruct now with Janu trying to step up, should I say. Sominsu is the final hope for the Vancouver Titans. Everything being pinned on him, but it ain't enough. Whose struggle is it really, Vancouver?
It's just, can the Hunters now put together an offense? The defense looks strong there. A lot of the sniper play giving Vancouver troubles. We'll find out in a sec.
just got off the phone with Chief. He said, this is it, right here, this is it. The Chengdu Hunters.
Oh man, don't waste all your chances
Able
this
to-
one, man. It's only stage one. But
I got plenty more where that came from. Luckily, if you're here, there's always going to be a joke. Chengdu Hunters with a very solid defense. Even though they played so aggressively, you know. I mean, did they replicate that on the attack? I wonder how the Titans slowed them down. Okay, didn't sit down. I mean, you're about the same height as when you're sitting, but I gotta go all day, bro. It's Sunday afternoon and I'm here for it.
is it the afternoon? This whole time travel thing's got me messed
This
up.
1 hour back and forth thing, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have a pretty strong like dive composition here from the Hunters. So you have like Sombra and Tracer in play. Jinmu on the far, just gonna be prepping down players from range, just putting down some damage. It's on a lot of these more, you know, dive, squishier heroes, burst heroes to finish those players off.
Bacon Jack, how does he find a way in here? He doesn't have to worry about if he was Sombra being revealed. That's something that Elsa has to deal with. He's just trying to find a way through the front line, and again, they carve Bumper off from the rest of the Vancouver Titans, and now, oh, it's a ball game indeed. Janu was hacked up there for a brief moment. Amon just dropping in there with a pile driver, knocking a few people up and forcing the Titans to play on his high ground. But Huxel, he's been denied that height advantage. He's going to run away.
Do you have a player hacked on the point? It's Janu, so you don't have the ability to have that defense matrix eat up some of these rockets. As you see the players for Vancouver, they have to spread out. A lot of them are getting low.
Oh, Twilight had to quickly bite a grenade himself there to keep himself alive. Janu wasn't able to stop this barrage, and Jinmu gets there. Johnny's mech went down to that pulse bomb dropped in by Bacon Jack. Chengdu looking pretty stylish right now. I got the players. They just need to finish off these kills. There's still plenty of healing. Bumper needs some, though.
But where's the pressure on the point, though? That has been the issue with the comms here for the Hunters, is that they're not able to stay on the point for a very long time. Big EMP there.
2.5 ticks. I think they're going to get there. Solminsu on the high ground. I think you almost see the way he was playing there, resigned himself to the fact that he'd lost the point. Chengdu will take 8.
Yeah, it's that EMP from Elsa there at the end. Connects with 4 players. Run the Vancouver Titans, swings it in the Hunters' favor. So the Hunters with an opportunity to take the map. You can see, you know, by the golden no parking box, there's also the golden box of victory there. So the Hunters can get the payload to the box. They'll take map number 2, which I think would be a bit of a surprise.
We're seeing some more different stuff from the Vancouver Titans. This time it's not Janu on Wrecking Ball, although he's about to get demech'd as he got hacked up. Oh man, it's Solminsu on the Sombra. The Titans are scrapping. They're searching for options map, but they haven't found an answer just yet. Jinmu, I love the use of the Transcendence in there, but Bacon Jack gets himself a double with the Pulse Bomb. What is this? Is this 2018? Chengdu Hunters absolutely dominant now as they push through this Westworld phase, and they're not far away, Matt.
I mean, look, they do use some ultimates there, though, right? I mean, you don't really have anything right now getting close to Valkyrie. So you can take a look at the Pulse Bomb from Bacon Jack. Hits 1, connects with 2.
Huxel may have shield bashed towards Twilight there to avoid something else. That's nasty. Obviously, the payload's still moving here. The Titans are still trying to form ranks, let alone fight. Bumper's forced to drop a bubble down mad early, and now he has to jump out. So he's not doing any engaging right now. That's so nasty.
But the difference with this comp here for the Hunters is that when Jinmu does get Bumper low, there's the follow-up from Bacon Jack's Tracer to be able to get in there and finish these kills off.
Bacon Jack again, still running right on this Tracer Slime. Unlikely he'll really get away. Jinmu finishes the job. Amon does get hacked up briefly by Solminsu, who is very close to an EMP, but it has to happen now. And I mean, right now. 4 meters to go. That's the EMP. 4 players affected on Chengdu, but they don't seem to really be too bothered. Twilight gets meleeed by Amon. Oh, Janu just got rolled over the top of there. And Bacon Jack still in a safe spot on the payload. Bumper comes in. Bumper on Tracer, no less, to try and stop this deluge. Welcome to the jungle, Vancouver.
Axel takes his headset off right away. Like, I don't know how to deal with that. All the damage,
this anymore.
All the damage comes through from the Hunters. You know, Vancouver takes map number 1, 2 points to 0, but it was a little bit of a back and forth game. It's really fun to see the Hunters tie this up going into the half.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
I thought this was going to be a 4-0, but we got a good one to close out the week. The Hunters are trying to pull off the upset. They're even with the Titans coming into halftime. Welcome back into the Blizzard Arena. As always, we've got Zoe, we've got Brennan, we've got our awesome audience who's been with us all day long. You guys still alive? Still loving this show? Awesome. Game number 1. I thought we were going to see it. I thought Chengdu was going to somehow beat Vancouver in control. We saw some awesome Pharah play. We saw Among always running around in his wrecking ball. But Vancouver just stuck to their guns. They went in with their normal strategy, and they were able to control the point. What were you seeing, Brad?
Yeah, so initially with this game, I was a little bit focused on the one player in particular, Bumper as well, but I noticed as well as it was transitioning, So Su was actually taking the cake a lot of the
Zarya player.
His Zarya play, yeah, exactly. And that was really the stellar play for me, at least. But as well as it went later into the series, Twilight as well, Zoe, that you was a player that you pointed out in particular that played particularly well.
Yeah, no, Twilight really popped off. Within the first 3 minutes of the round, he hit 5 sleep darts. Like, what? How is that even possible? Like, I hit 1 if I'm lucky. And he played against not just a diva, but also a very disruptive Amon. There we go.
There we go.
We got there eventually. So, like, the amount of sleep darts Twilight is actually allowed to hit is insane. And you would think that they will actually do something about it.
He didn't mean that.
No, that was on purpose, 100%. That was not an accident. Yeah, so Twilight really, really impressed me in the first round.
And I think if you are listening to the commentators also, how many times you heard Bio Grenade, those Ononades coming in, stopping the healing, were huge game changers, especially comboed with those Zarya grabs.
Very impressive, though, the fact that he's managing to hit that, despite the fact that they were running a Diva player. Normally, Diva, she uses a defense matrix, she eats up the Bionades, eats up the sleep darts, you know, completely negates them, but that wasn't the case. Twilight's still finding the openings, which is really impressive.
Now, speaking of Twilight, he kept things going into the second game. You saw on the way into halftime, not only did he sleep a Bob, he also shut down a tire as it was Vancouver on the attack. But let's take a look at some of the people that were causing problems for Vancouver when Chengdu took game number 2. We saw some subs coming in, and Bacon Jack showed off the Ash.
Yeah, they went double sniper, and honestly, Titans had no clue how to deal with this. Remember on the desk when I was all like, you know, like, they're not going to be surprised by that kind of shenanigans? Well, guess what? They weren't surprised, but they certainly didn't know how to counter it. They stuck to the 3-3 composition and just didn't get anything done.
It just seems so weird to watch Vancouver Titans play this out because this has been such a long-standing team. This has been a roster for many years, honestly. There's been a decent core. They've been through every iteration of Overwatch that you can imagine.
They've seen every meta possible.
Exactly.
So they should be used to this. Double Sniper is a well-known strategy. Teams used to play it on Volsky Industries all the time in the Overwatch League in 2018. So they should be used to this as well. They should know how to play around it, but we didn't see the switches. I wanted to see the Haxel Genji. I wanted to see them switch to dive. I wanted to see them break away from the triple tank, triple support for once, but they seem locked onto that one composition because they've had so much success with it, and it's to the, you know, they need to opt into the Clown Fiesta at the end of the day. That's literally what they need to do.
So you're
to
suggesting now to opt in.
We usually suggest against
to.
it, but no, like you can't play 3-3 into that.
All right, Brent, final question before we leave halftime here. You mentioned it that we've seen Vancouver back in the runaway days playing everything. For Dive, for anyone who's new on the stream, what is the ideal composition you want to see from Vancouver diving in the second half?
So we know So Su, he can play the Sombra. We know that Haxel can play the Genji. We know that they've got reasonable, you know, they got Bumper on the Winston. They've got the Diva player in Janu. The rest of them, Twilight, Slime, they can play the rest of the support, Zen and Lucio. I want to see some classic dive coming out from them, honestly. I think, like I said before, you opt into the Clown Fiesta. You go full, all the way. You just got to try and beat fire with fire at the end of the day when it comes to playing Chengdu.
You ready for a fiesta?
Oh yeah, I'm so ready for this.
We got some clowns in the box. They're gonna pop out. Game 3 is on the way. When we come back, don't go anywhere. This is the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
What a fun match this has been so far. The Vancouver Titans just got absolutely rocked on Hollywood. It seems like they were just in complete disarray, partly, I'm sure, because of what Chengdu were bringing, this aggressive double sniper.
They did not really know how to counter the double sniper. A lot of those clips are showing at halftime. The players on the ground, they're looking up, and then they got the Diva flanking on one side, they know Tracer in the other half's coming from another. They didn't seem to really have any answer. And the Hunters aren't switching their playstyle, we know that.
So do you agree with Brent that they should opt into this, as he put it, Cloud Fiesta, and try and play dive? Or surely there's a reason why triple tank, triple support is the strongest proposition?
I think you can play the triple tank, triple support, the Winston version of it. I don't think you can play the Reinhardt version.
Gotcha.
I think players are just too spread out for you to play Reinhardt. And I think it'll be telling when they're on the defense here on Anubis what they come out with. They cannot come out with Reinhardt probably. Because you would assume all the damage dealers come out from the Hunters. It'd be very difficult to deal with them in that open space.
Yeah, I feel like that would not be opting into the Clown Fiesta as it was put at halftime. Vancouver will defend first, so yeah, we're not shocked to see Bumper play Winston here. Yep. Again, Vancouver needs some flexibility, right? They, like Matt was saying, if they play a Reinhardt-based composition, Chengdu will be able to surround them, pincer them, and just throw damage into them from all these different angles. Jinmu can get up pretty much untouched unless, you know, there's going to be Janu there to pester him. So at least Bumper has the ability to try and take someone like Kyo or Eviltal or Armon down.
Just what do the rest of the Hunters play? Do you see them play like Sombra Tracer? Do they play, looks like we'll see Wrecking Ball Diva, Sombra, Pharah with an Ana in play.
So this is what we call a 2-2-2, 2 supports, 2 tanks, loosely speaking, and 2 damage dealers. Chengdu Hunters originally will be sending Amon up the left-hand side. Now, Bumper will be waiting. Actually, yeah, he will be waiting. Jumps down. And Jinmu now is doing a little bit of early scouting here.
I like what this does, though, against Vancouver. It forces Bumper to commit to something. And then at that point, the Hunters are the reactionary team, right? Where a lot of the times in the 3-3, Bumper's able to make a play. He's got the rest of the team following up. This time he does. Really nice sleep here as Bumper's down on the ground.
Yeah, we'll see if Chengdu can actually capitalize on that. No, they wake Bumper up, but he just gets given a bubble from So-Min-Soo pretty much straight away. Slime is down though. So Jinmu finally comes up with the result, and the Titans do not have mercy. They cannot resurrect Slime. They have to play at a player disadvantage now, whilst the Hunters just search and acquire their next target.
Yeah, we'll see if Amon can get to the high ground here. Gonna go with the pile driver down, put down some damage.
Jinmu also trying to work in concert with the pile driver from Amon. Like, oh my god, everyone's so clumped together. You can see Janu is instrumental to prevent that splash damage from being critical. But So-Min-Soo is now down. Another player missing for the Vancouver Titans. And I guess a little trickle turns into a torrent. But Haksal now being out of the picture. Bumper already seems to be jumping away up to the high ground at least. And Janu's not going to even try.
You know, So-Min-Soo gets the Graviton Surge, but like we were mentioning earlier, you know, when you see the Graviton Surge against 3-3, it's pretty easy to connect with the big one and kind of grasp when you should and shouldn't use it because everybody's grouped together. In this, you have players all over the place, so you don't want to waste that ultimate.
Remember, at the start of this broadcast, we asked, is this a trap game for Vancouver? Is this where they stumble? Nice little bubble thrown over the top there from Bumper just to make sure that Kyo couldn't be healing up Elsa or Amon as they were grabbed in there. And so the Titans can get themselves a breathing room at least.
He did connect with a biotic grenade, so they would have gotten some increased healing there, but the bubble comes down, not able to provide anything after that. So now we see a triple support. Okay, so this is like an odd variation of like the Sombra Goats composition where you're running Wrecking Ball Diva instead of like Winston Diva or Rein Zarya. Usually you'd have like Rein Zarya. And then you have an Ana in play with a Lucio and a Brig.
Amon there. Drops a minefield. There's an EMP available for Bacon Jack now. Kyo needs to be careful. He seemed to be caught in front of Bumper. Sleep him. He'll try to. Self-destruct in the back right corner. So-Min-Soo and Twilight are able to emerge from the debris unscathed. But there's a lot more work to be done on the point itself. Almost one tick for Chengdu here. Amon, okay, give him the nano boost. Why not? He's just chilling on the point right now. The Titans maybe not aware. They have to give up a tick. No one paying attention to Amon until he's had almost half of the capture progress done. Looks like Chengdu are satisfied with that, and he'll roll on out.
Yeah, but it's a lot invested from the Hunters, so they'll switch off of Ana, now go to Zen.
To the right.
Okay, so they're going to play the traditional version of the triple tank, triple support.
This is not unheard of.
We saw them play a little bit of it, yeah.
And they often do it in these exact situations. When they're on the attacking side, when The Wrecking Ball setup doesn't really yield much. So let's see now how they fare playing the Titans game.
Anubis point B is pretty hard to make the Wrecking Ball work. Point A, I think it's great. A lot of areas you can just fly off into the sky as Elsa does get demeched here. So that should stop any type of push. It'll be the Graviton Surge that comes through.
Oh, wow, okay.
All right.
Jinmu gets himself 2. Amon with 1. It's unlikely that's going to be really enough here.
No.
Chengdu need like a very one-sided teamfight victory to really capture the point here. I mean, look, Brigitte sometimes she's just swinging the mace. She could be hitting any number of things at once.
So I think your goal here for the Hunters is to come into the next fight, use Rally to engage, try and get Bacon Jack, some charge, get him closer towards that Graviton Surge. And then when you rally, try and have them use either Sound Barrier or Transcendence. Either of those ultimates you'd like to see out. After that, the fight starts going your way, cool, throw some more ultimates in, but as long as you get that type of trade here and build up some more of your own, you're in a decent spot. That is not good.
Nope. Amon just completely burnt down by Solminsu, and he gets himself yet another one, which is excellent because he's looking for a Graviton Surge for the next fight.
But this is he's going to have 2 before we see Bacon Jack get 1.
Yeah. I mean, we know that Chengdu maybe aren't as comfortable playing this style, but the map has forced them to do this, right? The architecture, the setup of Temple of Anubis has forced Chengdu away from playing the style they want to do. Now, this is what happens. This is what happens when your hero pool, your preferred composition is subject to the kind of map you're playing. And the Titans right now, they've got to be breathing a sigh of relief. Finally, they say, we can actually play our game, the game we're used to. And Chengdu now have to have a taste of their own medicine.
Oh, I mean, this is a sigh of relief here for the Titans as Bumper opens things up with a Shatter.
Doesn't connect it though. Graviton Surge being thrown straight into the mix, and Solminsu is charged up, ready to rumble. Sound Barrier here now coming out, but Amon's Earth Shatter seems to have been blocked now, and the Transcendence is going to give the Titans plenty of steam to run on to the rest of this fight. Amon's shield dangerously close to being broken, and Bumper, he is very deep in the backline here. He takes down Jinmu, but Kia was able to deal with him. Graviton Surge now coming out from Chengdu. Amon down, self-destruct him. Will it catch anyone? It catches Slime. Solminsu looked like he was maybe trying to LOS that one or protect Slime from being blown up, but now the Hunters have the start.
I just don't know if you have enough to be able to swing the point in your favor because Vancouver is going to have an advantage in terms of spawn. So you see Solminsu and Johnny up on the point. Slime coming back.
Solminsu's got to play safe here, Transcendence. It's going to be the Hunters trying to force him back. A quick repair pack, give it over to him. And right in the corner, Solminsu, is that an uncharacteristic grab whiff? He gets nothing for it. The Titans really needed that ultimate to actually start to break the pressure the Hunters are applying, but they're going to have to rely on something else now. Elsa up to the high ground. Sound Barrier now for the Chengdu Hunters. 6 players getting topped up. They're very durable, but Evil Tal still goes down to the self-destruct of Janu. And the Vancouver Titans turn over a fight win here when it looked like they'd be struggling. 78.8%.
Yeah, you did get the second tick for the Hunters, and you have that 78% to play with. 1:30 on the clock, though, as Bacon Jack does a nice job building up that Graviton Surge, gets good use of it. He's going to get close to another one in this fight. You have Transcendence online here, or Twilight, so you may want to rally here if you're the Hunters on the engage. Maybe try and Shatter, get them to use Transcendence, because that's the only ultimate they have. Wait till the Transcendence burns out towards the end, then use your Graviton Surge.
Keep an eye on where Twilight is playing here. Right at the back there, making sure he doesn't get caught by this grab or this Shatter.
So here's Rally. Let's see if they go for the Shatter.
Oh, Bumper knocked out of the way. Yeah, there's a couple knockdowns on the backside there, but the returning Shatter wasn't half bad either. Bacon Jack's grab, though. Johnny just eats that one up and continues to be one of the most prolific eaters of ultimates with that Demon Defense Matrix. Amon goes down, charges to the wall. Solminsu's grab gets eaten. One grab he whips, the other one gets eaten up by Elsa. He can't be happy about that at all. Bumper now, Transcendence, keep him alive, and he can keep swinging for the fence now. He tried to go for the Shatter, but it was knocked up. It took longer for that hammer to come down. Still, in lieu of the Reinhardt being able to be effective, the rest of the Titans are holding on.
That
20
was their
seconds
chance,
left.
though. That was their chance, though, Mitch. If Bacon Jack connects with that Graviton Surge, Amon actually connected with Twilight with his Shatter, so he's down on the ground. No opportunity for the Transcendence at that time, but it gets eaten up by John, who's so good at denying those Graviton Surges, and you may not even get a touch here if you're the Hunters. It's going to be very close.
Fire strike out from Bumper. He'd love another Earth Shatter. Be one for a while. Look how low Armin is. Bacon Jack also low. Graviton Surge to catch Jinmu, wrap him up and send him home. Eviltal attempting to keep something going here on the spot, but the Titans now, no, they've started to hit their groove here on Temple of Anubis. This is their game.
So they're not able to complete the attack there. The Hunters get very close to taking point A and point B. 95% getting point B. We'll see if the Titans can complete the map.
Well, out of the bamboo plantation into the desert, things don't look nearly as rosy for the Chengdu Hunters. Our insider, Emily Tang, spoke with them sort of over the break, and they sort of said to her, we want to play 3-3, want to play triple tank, triple support, but we realize our strengths just do not lie in that direction right now. We're trying to align ourselves with a play style that really highlights those strengths.
I tell you what, that's awesome though, because we've seen so many teams in the past fail to realize that their strength is not what the meta is, and not try and come up with something that works for them. Just play what everybody else is playing and end up losing some games. So
that's it. Blazing your own trail, Matt, is something I don't have an issue with. I appreciate it. And for Chengdu, it yields results. Don't ask me how or why. And they just do. There you go. That's insane. Jinmu, 25% of
here's what we wanted to see. This is what Bren was talking about at halftime. So this would be very interesting if you ran.
Is this the treehouse defense?
You ran, okay, yeah, this is the old school kind of defense. Hacksaw playing Genji here. So you're gonna have Winston, Diva, Genji with a Brig, and a Lucio and a Zen. I don't know how much value you get out of the Brigitte here, because you have to be very close, you know, with the Inspire to get a lot of procs. A lot of these players are going to be going in certain directions, like not really close to the rest of the team.
We'll keep you updated on Hacksaw's movements. But there you go. Bumper walks into the anti-dive setup that the Chengdu Hunters are playing.
I think you may want, I mean, the only reason they probably want the Brigitte here is, you know, for the extra armor a little bit later when the rally comes through. And then maybe for the insta-burst heal that you can get with the repair pack, because there's no other way to keep Bumper really topped up when he's going in for a lot of that damage.
Unless you hit a nade, but if Bumper is on the other side of that shield of Amon's, it's not going to work. This defensive composition from the Chengdu Hunters is something we saw last year. It really focuses on a lot of damage to tanks and the fact that Bacon Jack can play safe. Amon is so important here.
But look, I love that view when we get from the top down, because you see the dive that comes in onto the Orisa. You know, you see the Brigitte, the Summon Su in Twilight have to go the opposite way. And there's not really, like, nobody's going to dive Twilight or Summon Su. You get a big kill there onto Jinmu.
Junkrat, probably one of the more vulnerable heroes on this lineup, and Slime doubles down. He's able to finish off 2 of those eliminations, and Bumper takes a brief pit stop, got himself a mega health pack, but that's enough of a window for Jinmu to be resurrected. That was set up by Elsa's self-destruct. It's zoned and created space, so this could happen. This is a big Riptide, and there's a lot behind it. Looks like Jinmu's gonna have to settle for just getting Janu's back, and that's a Dragon Blade from Hacksaw. Oh, I've been waiting to say that for so long. It gets itself Bacon Jack. So the dive component of the Vancouver Titans seems to be working, but there's still stuff to be done. Hacksaw finishes off Kyo there. There was no way this Zenyatta was going to escape. And now this man is out for some murder.
And that's where towards the end here, the Brigitte does come into play when you can get onto the point and force this battle. You're able to take it. So the Dragon Blade, after the Transcendence used by the Hunters, helps open things up. So now you'll see Jinmu play Brigitte here. So you use the Brigitte to counter.
Man, look at these support ults.
Heroes.
This is a huge disparity between these two teams. Vancouver have everything they need. Sound Barrier, Transcendence. Chengdu have neither.
Going with the Reinhardt Diva Genji combination here. So then you switch to Reinhardt. When you have the 3 support ultimates, so much sustain, he'll be able to get a shatter out of this fight.
Now, Haxal, his job here is a little bit tricky. Jinmu can shield bash him pretty easily if he's not careful, but Jinmu had his back turned, and also the Discord Orb, self-destruct thrown in. Transcendence there being used, and the Titans are going through all their support ults. They are fully committing to winning the fight here and now and taking the map. Haxal is close to a Dragon Blade. Elsa desuited. He's ready to rumble in just a moment. Transcendence comes out from Chengdu, so Haxal holds the blade for the time being. Great shielding there from Bumper, but it's not enough to save Somitsu. Oh no! We're in the Brigitte era. Haxal goes in for the blade, immediately shield bash. Sent back to spawn with his tail between his legs.
Yeah. That is why you don't see Genji play that much when you see Brigitte on the other side.
Oh yeah, Haxal's like, yo, okay, I'll take that source.
I think this is where Vancouver, they realize they have an opportunity when the Hunters switch off of the composition that they're the best at, right? And they go over to the Reinhardt version of 3-3. This is the type of game that Vancouver wants.
Twilight has another Transcendence almost already, by the way, which is, that's frightening. See, Kyo's still a ways away from his. It's the grab from Bacon Jack that'll be important here. So Twilight best have that Transcendence or it's not going to work out for the Titans here. All right, he gets it very quickly. He's want to look at Amon. He's a little bit out of position. He turns his back and the Shatter connects. Jinmu's knocked down. Now the Graviton Surge is in there. Slime was on the outside of Bumper's shield and there's nothing the main tank from Vancouver could do to keep his Lucio alive. Elsa's mech, though, being taken down. That's huge. And Twilight fans a random dink there somewhere. Elsa taken down. No chance to get back in the mech. And a self-destruct over the top, but there was no way to interrupt Amon, no way to make him drop his shield. Sound Barrier now for the Chengdu Hunters, and the Titans are running out of steam here. Bumper, Struggle City, he's out of there.
Vancouver does get a tick, though. And Amon with another Shatter connects there onto Twilight. So no Discord opportunity there on the point. Once the Hunters' Transcendence dwindles away, 3 big ultimates though coming online here for Vancouver. 4 really looking at it as you'll have Sound Barrier, Transcendence, Graviton Surge, and Earth Shatter in this fight. Going up just, it's gonna be Elsa's self-destruct.
This will be a true test of Chengdu's ability to play this triple tank, triple support.
You eat this Graviton Surge though.
You're laughing all the way to the bank.
Maybe if you can try and force them into this choke here, get the self-destruct into the choke, and then with a pin, they're gonna let them go a little bit far though.
Shut up, that was quite a sizable one there. Kyo and Evital are both knocked to the ground here. Now the Graviton Surge, that was a defensive self-destruct laid down by the Hunters, and it's traded out. Amon eventually goes down. Bumper, the only one lost for the Titans so far, and a Transcendence for Chengdu. It's a little bit underwhelming. They're also going to use a rally, but they're only down to 3 right now, and it's just the supports. Not a lot of heavy hitting power there. Discord Orb on Evital, he's gotten the heck out of there. And Elsa now cops the full brunt of the Titans' focus. Earth Shatter attempt here from Amon. Doesn't really work out. Maybe Janu was caught up on that one, and the Graviton Surge thrown in. Where's the damage? That's the question. Janu, self-destruct. Pillar blocking most of that damage coming through, and Bumper has switched to Wrecking Ball here. Another tick has been gained for the Vancouver Titans, but Bumper going down, the Titans have to get out, and this is starting to go sour for Vancouver.
I tell you what, Mitch, the Hunters, they dodged a bullet there. I thought that was it, but they're trying to use Transcendence to keep Bacon Jack up because he has grabbed the Transcendence from Kyo, just comes out a little bit too late. They're not able to keep him up, but it's a good Graviton Surge coming off the spawn there from Bacon Jack. There's now some ultimates here online for the Hunters. You have the Transcendence to get through this big Graviton Surge.
So Minsu right now, 25% of his team's damage. That's a quarter. It's a lot, numerically speaking. I think he wants to grab. He's hoping about it. Maybe just try and bait Elsa's defense matrix out. He's going to be the Transcendence though. The grab set up. Both teams going for the Transcendence. Both teams going for the rally. Knockdown on Twilight. So Minsu in the backside, but a Sound Barrier was there. Vancouver able to stave up that initial damage. Bumper goes down. Not much to write home about though, based on how these teams play. And Amon was traded. Now with Haxal going down, the Hunters are playing very well together in these late fight breakdown scenarios. So Minsu's going to get caught here. And there's 40 seconds left for the Titans.
And Bacon Jack's gonna have another grab. Oh, and they're gonna stagger Twilight. They get the kill on a Twilight.
This is huge for Chengdu.
And they're doing it playing a traditional 3-3 composition against Vancouver, which you didn't think they could come in here and play at this level. This is not the type of playstyle they want to play. They're playing Vancouver's game, and they're playing them close.
God, this is supposed to be Vancouver's wheelhouse. Their bread and butter. Let's see if they can break through. All they need to do is capture the point. One fight will decide this map. Bacon Jack grabbing right in the corner there. Who's going to catch? Self-destruct thrown in by Elsa. That's going to hurt. Oh, it doesn't matter. The rest of the Titans have already been taken down, and now we're in overtime. Oh, it's so rough for the Titans. They're trying to gain some progress, but immediately grabbed up against the pillar. That's map number 3 for Chengdu, and they
are on the precipice of taking this series away. The first team potentially to upset the Titans here in stage 1. You're crazy if you even think about going anywhere else right now. It's going to be one of the biggest matches of this season, and it's all happening on the other side of these messages.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
And perhaps realization starting to dawn on a few of the faces here from the Chengdu Hunters. Going down and having already lost 3 series will make it a little bit tricky for them to get in the playoffs, especially with a map differential that is less than stellar. But to take a match here is a huge statement.
And I go back to it again. In a stage in which the meta is clearly not in their favor. For them to leave this stage at, like, let's say, 3-4, 4-3, be massive. I mean, if you can get above 500 coming out of the stage for the Hunters, you would be extremely happy going into stage 2 and potentially even the stage 1 playoffs. Nobody wants to play against them because they're just so weird. You can't get any practice against their style. And then I think the biggest curveball is they come in and then they play like all the crazy stuff they do. And then they go and play 3-3. And their 3-3 didn't look that bad there, where, they've kind of said where it's not their strength.
There have been many teams that have been absolutely flattened by Vancouver's 3-3.
Yeah.
They seem to hold their own pretty well. It seems as if Vancouver are rushing. They were always rushing on that last map, but never quite where they needed to be. Now, Route 66 offers an opportunity for both teams to take a breath, reset a little bit, but you better believe that Chengdu will be playing something wacky.
And then how does Vancouver respond? I think that's kind of like the story of this series. They tried with like the triple support with like Brigitte, Lucio, Zen with a Genji and the Winston and the Diva. What do you go with here?
If they had, let's just say theoretically, if they had subbed in Stitch to play Hitscan, especially on Jimmy's Farah, I wouldn't have been upset.
No.
I wouldn't have been down about that. But Solminsu,
but he's
entirely solid.
He's
in
so
his own
good
right,
on Zarya that you want him in the game for that Zarya play, because if they do go back and play that traditional 3-3, Solminsu is like one of the best Zaryas in the league.
I think
you don't want him on the bench.
It's less want. You need him.
Yeah.
In this roster. Jinmu sees McCree, says, I ain't about that life. Perhaps Hanzo switch for him? I wouldn't shock me. at this stage. We
Play
definitely
Bastion. Oh, yeah!
Oh, man.
my God.
You got your bait.
Dude, well, because I called it before he switched it, and then he switched it, but then he switched it back. That's not fair.
Yeah, he got you, to be fair.
All right,
So
I'm all on the Vancouver train now.
So Elsa on the Tracer, not Bacon Jack. Obviously, he has shown some fantastic Widow play for us already. What do the Titans do about this? Solomon Sue McCree is going to be at a distinct disadvantage playing head-to-head against Bacon Jack. He just can't really peek the Widow, but they caught Kyo out there with a flashbang, presumably, or a shield bash, either one. Evil respect the Peacemaker, bruv.
And I mean, you're playing the solo healing Mercy here. You're running quad DPS, so 4 damage dealers here.
And I'll be honest with you, Widowmaker and Hanzo aren't necessarily self-sufficient in terms of healing. They don't have their own form of heal. Tracer conditionally does, as far as recall's concerned, but there's no way Bacon Jack's getting out of here. Oh, he tries to repel, he hits the roof. Bringing around the Rosie, Janu. He doesn't find it amusing at all. Okay, Chengdu, not getting much done here.
This has not been good.
This has been not good. Evil Tal, don't do it. Don't do it, you madman! Oh, the flash. The party pooper.
All right, so we're going to see the Hunters go over and play traditional 3-3 based around the Reinhardt. So triple support, triple tank here. So now maybe you can take advantage, right? Big Brigitte McCree, the composition that you see the Titans running, it is still decently strong, though, against triple tank, triple support. So they're not at a huge disadvantage here, the Titans.
Surprised not to see any Wrecking Ball play. I mean, we've seen Amon be able to shut down McCree pretty comfortably with the mobility that Wrecking Ball has. Here's Deadeye. Nothing. Elsa?
Bumper way too deep again.
Yeah, gets caught out there. Perhaps while he was trying to back away, the Deadeye might have put the fear of... I'm not sure why there. Would have thought that Chengdu would have backed up a little bit with that Deadeye in play, but they wanted to push forward. And now we have switches very quickly. Now, do they get there in time to contest? It looks like they won't. They got a couple players here. They can touch. They can touch. But again, I mean, Janu's going to get taken out immediately. Okay, so straight to the self-destruct just to remech, create some space. That's a great way to give the Titans a chance to get into this fight. Bumper! Nowhere Shadow for you, my friend. He gets stunned out of it. Transcendence now, and the Titans have to go forward. They need to find some kills here. But after the support ultimates are done, they found nothing. Then they got Graviton, Transcendence coming out from Chengdu Hunters. They look so good when they get to play their game, but now switching over to 3-3, they're looking just as strong.
I actually think Vancouver is genuinely surprised with how Chengdu has played this 3-3. I don't think they were expecting them to come in and play it this well. And Vancouver just playing a little bit, Bumper getting up in front. I don't think he expected them to swing when the Deadeye was active. Usually you put the shield up, but they were actually swinging on and putting down some damage.
Complete trust in Elsa to use defense matrix to negate that Deadeye damage. It's risky as heck.
Vancouver does not look as crisp, though, as they've looked in the last few series.
I guarantee they got rattled after this first 2 maps of plays. It's got to be exhausting, taxing on a team that's not used to playing that kind of chaos. Here's a Graviton anyway. Solomon lands this one. Evital's in trouble in the back there. Bumper! Just gets caught out by that one.
Yeah, he was shattered on the ground, so the shatter comes in from Amon, and the self-destruct goes down right away. And
the Titans try and take initiative, right? They try and set up this grab, and still...
Twilight dies with trance.
Amon is able to shut down. Oh, my lord.
There's going to be more space here for the Hunters. So Bacon Jack's going to have this grab. You can use it up at the high ground here where you see his position and throw it into this choke. That's usually the choke we see all the teams come out of, trying to get out of the spawn.
Johnny was not in mech right now. Okay, back in mech. There we go. Yeah, just wondering how long that would take. Yeah, I could throw a grab in here. It'd be at risk of Johnny winning that up.
He's got to hit it like off the pole, potentially.
Bacon Jack keeping tabs on Johnny's positioning here. He's discorded right now. Oh, nice little whip out the way, Slime. Excellent job. Slowing the Vancouver Titans down. Bumper, we'll pretend we didn't see that. He's fine. He didn't want to charge anyway.
And in a map right now that looked like potentially, right, if the Hunters win that fight, things start to spiral in their favor. Very good time on, to get point A and then have some time here left to take point B. Slime makes a big play right there. Displacement, using the Lucio boot to knock the Hunters out of position. Give Vancouver an easy fight.
Titans have a bit to work with now. A little bit of a misstep from Chengdu in that previous fight. Slime instrumental in setting up favorable ground in general. Oh my gosh, so many people on the high ground here for the Titans. Jana needs to be careful. He actually uses Huxal Shield there for a while to stave Bacon Jack off. He's doing his best to pressure down that superstar diva player. Jano again, still trying to fire in that defense matrix, but wasn't able to eat up that Graviton Surge. Jano with a self-destruct now. There was an attempt for Bumper to set up a combo with the Shatter, should I say, but it was blocked out. Bumper knocked down once more. Self-destruct on the point. Bumper, oh, he's in trouble. Slime goes down. Bumper was knocked across the face. Could only really shield himself there. And the Chengdu Hunters, they will march on. Still got fight in him.
And Amon's been using these counter shatters time and time again when they get stuck in the Graviton Surge. That time the grab comes down from someone too, and they use the counter shatter, knock down 2 players. It helps him just stay alive through that ultimate. They use the sound barrier as well. Provide the extra shields, but taking the first 2 points here is the Hunters.
And with 2 minutes on the clock, that's actually quite a decent amount of time to be working with. Like, they're not going to be upset with that, especially after getting snarled up a little bit a couple times in the last stage. So this rotation from Vancouver forces Chengdu to fight them. They'll keep the payload contested and it won't move if they don't. Vancouver wanted this. They're going to bring the sound barrier in pretty much straight away. Note that Jinru gets caught out by the fire strike there, and this is exactly how the Titans drew it up. Chengdu, unprepared for that engagement. Vancouver liberally applying the sound barrier to get themselves into the mix.
Yeah, the Hunters did not expect the engage to come from the Titans from that position. You see it there on your screen.
Bumper.
They know.
Where's your team, bro? Oh, there they are. They've arrived. Bumper charging out. No, he leaves Slime for dead. Oh, so sad. Bumper also going down. He didn't get away either. And the Hunters this time, Matt, like you said, they were prepared.
Oh, they checked it that time. You're only going to be able to get away with that how many times over the course of the season, right? There was something also when I was talking with like Reinhardt players in the league, like, you know, we've mentioned it a few times, but they kind of know the style of the opposing Reinhardt and how to play. Amon hasn't played much Reinhardt. You don't have a lot of you don't know when he's going to shatter or use some of these ults.
No, there's not a lot of data. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Transcendence there is on the top of the truck. Good response there, but Twilight was still able to find Bacon Jack despite that. So you never feel good as a team who defends from a grab, uses Transcendence, and still loses a player, and hence the fight. It's not necessarily a wasted ult. It had to be used there. Fortunately, not enough healing.
20 seconds left. Grab, self-destruct, shatter. We'll see if they can connect to this big combo. Vancouver, if this fight kind of lingers on a little bit like they do with this type of composition, probably ends up with all 3 support ultimates during it.
Chengdu have to dig deep right now and find the answer. Shatter from both Reinhardt, suffice to say, Amon gets a better end of that deal, forcing Twilight to use that Transcendence, but now Chengdu to save theirs. For the Graviton Surge, self-destruct, it doesn't matter. Bumper wasn't alive to even set up a combo for Vancouver, and Chengdu can get to keep moving. Quickly to the Titans back away into spawn, and there will be one more fight, a full fight for the Titans to try and stay the Hunters off, but they're hungry, blood's in the water, and they're after it. Here's the Graviton Surge, self-destruct goes up straight away. Not much protection for Kyo there, he gets taken down. Amon's actually put to sleep right now, and that's tough. Twilight hits a huge sleep dart at such an important time. The Hunters fail to finish Route 66, but they get pretty darn close.
I mean, the big difference for me, Bumper with those Earth Shatters. 0 Earth Shatter kills, so no follow-up with those shatters. Amon gets 8 kills off of his Earth Shatters. Big difference there for the Hunters. So they have played a very strong series from start to finish today.
Matt, we're seeing more depth from this roster.
Yeah.
I think, despite how exciting their play was, a lot of pundits were definitely upset. This team seems a little bit one-dimensional. It seemed like they're unable to shift off this composition. Clearly, they've been workshopping their triple tank, triple support. It's been looking pretty good from here. Here's something, we'll have a look at this one in a second. It's quite interesting. Here's Vancouver's map record on Escort. So, well, in general, but also on Escort.
I mean, a lot of these series are decided before we get to Escort, right? With how great they are in maps 1, 2, and 3 in terms of the game modes in our overall series. It's this final game mode that they struggled in this part. But, we've had a lot of wild games on Rialto, right?
Rialto especially is a map that can produce some outliers in terms of data points. The map can be quite swingy. Snowbally, if you want to use that term.
I kind of like the Soldier 76 here on D.
Explain it.
If you're going to run a lot of these damage-dealing heroes, at least Soldier, I know when you're talking about when they were running like the Hanzo Widowmaker, they can get away, but there's no really kind of self-sustain like Elsa can have on Sombra, hacking the health packs and getting the health from them, and Bacon Jack using his recall. 76 can put down that little healing station.
But aren't there so many shields? Surely, like, Kyo has trouble with that, with all these barriers and defense matrices.
It's just you're trying to put down consistent damage on the shield,
just pressure,
damage on
right?
the D.Va. Yeah, get D.Va to use defense matrix, and then maybe with some of the hacks that could come down here from Elsa, you're able to put down some free damage.
Bacon Jack will have to be very careful because the sheriffs aren't hurt. Simon Sue will be on that McCree, and a flashbang could really solve things very quickly. Amon goes down awfully fast.
And I would say if your flex support is going to play as well, we don't really see a lot of flex supports play McCree. We do see flex supports pick up like a hit scan damage dealer. It's usually we see 76.
You have to say, Brigitte Lucio as a healer combo is interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe only because there's a biotic field available for Kyo. I'm not really sure. Vancouver actually may be anticipating a switch here. Very clever. They were right.
I love how it's wild coming into this. It's like if I would have told you at the beginning of the series that the Hunters would go back to the spawn to switch to Reinhardt 3-3 to play it against Vancouver, you would have called me crazy.
Yeah, so far, that is where you really see the growth of a team. When we talked about depth, Chengdu definitely have a little bit more. They're going to need it against a team of this caliber. Finishing the series will be no easy task. Twilight close to a transcendence here, as you can see. You can see where he's got that Orb of Discord as well. Oh, Bacon Jack. Oh, took so much damage to Twilight there. The burst healing. Okay, Jinru does give him a repair pack, but Twilight pushes forward. He's yelling at his team, go, go, go. His eye is at half health. And Bumper gets to do what he loves. Swing for the fence.
And I think this one was, it was just going to end up happening with how the first fight went. And then some ultimates online there for the Titans. They're able to use Transcendence, push on through. I think this next fight will be much tougher. This is when you start to see the ultimates come online for the Hunters.
Now think back to Hollywood. This part of Hollywood, that second phase, they all are kind of similar in some way or another. This is where Chengdu were playing a deeply disruptive style of Overwatch, using a lot of the Tracer, the Pharah, the Wrecking Ball. Now, not so much. They're playing far more restrained here, and they're mirroring the compositions. Let's see if it works out for them. Wasn't too bad on defense on the Temple of Anubis, that's for sure. Bacon Jack trying to keep track of this fight from the high ground, but look at him, 0 charge. He is barely tickling the Titans in terms of damage. Oh, the block was there. Amon, beautiful shatter. Starting stuff, it was almost like Johnny had to lay out a defensive self-destruct to make sure his team weren't run over the top of it. Still, the Chengdu Hunters take a breath, then go forward. Bumper just got absolutely dominated in the shatter off, if that ever existed.
It's been all map long. I mean, 9 kills off of Amon's shatters, 0 off of Bumpers. And every time we see the shatter come down from Amon, it's like 2-3 players.
I guess he can play more than just Wrecking Ball. Now, this is so aggressive from the Hunters. They have high ground. The Titans have opted to sort of rotate through the low ground.
This is wild. You don't see this.
Amon needs a little bit of backup here. I mean, I kind of get it, really. Chengdu, they just go back to
they're
spawn.
going to chase him through the choke.
That could be risky. If the Titans turn on the Hunters right, oh, they're confused.
Yeah.
Hunters take the other side, and now the payload is actually getting away from them. It's going to be a mad goose chase to try and catch up to them. Rally here, coming out from the Titans. They were ready for the fight all along. They wanted the Hunters to stand and deliver, and this is going horribly wrong. Now for Chengdu. Elsa, what's he looking for? Twilight. He's trying to get rid of the Zenyatta, but he only gets so far, then Twilight shuts him on down. Elsa still in pilot D.Va form, is trying to do some damage, but no, that didn't work out for Chengdu.
That's why you don't see that. Because they push out on top of the big girls, they go right around them. They go through the chokes, and what are you going to do? I mean, they use the rally, they're standing there in the choke, they have the advantageous position there, as now someone's to be able to set up on the high ground, land with these big grabs.
Just wait for Elsa to head across, he can just grab this one. There it is, grab on the payload. And yeah, self-destruct to follow one up, that was the shatter! Oh. It's beautiful! Janu there. We haven't seen much of that in this particular series from him, but once the setup is available, the Titans, they don't know how to knock down the pins.
No, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easier to get a team like Vancouver to like the breaking point, right, of like losing a series. It's very difficult to close teams like this out, so.
Yeah, that map 5 is looking more and more likely now, Matt. The Hunters looking like they're not exactly controlling the pace of the game. The Titans feeling a little bit more comfortable here. Graviton Surge, is there a setup for Elsa's self-destruct? Somewhat. It's enough to catch out Solminsu. Transcendence for the Titans already playing with 4. They don't have a Zaya or Lucio currently. Still, Jinmu was lost as the Hunters try and chase and stagger kills, so now Amon might be in a bit of trouble.
They want to get aggressive because there's no big burst heal there for the Reinhardt. Elsa gets weak, forced to back up. That one kill on a Jinmu's huge. It buys so much space here for Vancouver.
Vancouver now sat proudly atop the payload. Still so much time in the bank. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. That is an extremely large amount of time for any attacking team to have at this stage of the map. Things do tend to slow down a little bit more here. There's a shatter. Bumper connects with Amon, at least gets rid of him. Or at least knocks him on his rear end. It's the Transcendence from the Hunters actually just keep him going. Twilight going down. Amon somehow getting access to the Zenyatta on the back line. I've seen everything now. I'm with a sound barrier on the Titans. You'd think they'd go forward, but Amon is just wrecking them. Bumper goes down, and the Titans get kicked out. This may not be over.
I don't even think they expected this much level of aggression from the Hunters. Just pushing them back to their spawn any chance they can get. As now Bacon Jack with the Graviton Surge. So you got grabs on both sides. Twilight will have Transcendence. You just saw Transcendence used for the Hunters. You're going to have to land like a big Lucio sound barrier onto everybody. Or maybe we see a counter shatter out of this grab again.
The Titans have the setup. Bumper wouldn't need to land a charge, though, probably to set up the Graviton and Bomb combo. Slime, if possible, but if Chong can use Graviton, then Bumper won't be able to set it up. Oh, Bacon Jack's grab got eaten. Amon taken down already. And now this fight's an absolute wash.
And now you hold on to your own grab to potentially lock them in the spawn here. So the Titans looking to finish this with some time remaining.
Oh, that's not the way you want to go. Stuck in spawn, inside a grab. Let's see if Elsa can run up. They just throw the grab in there. Here's a self-destruct. The two mechs grind together. There's a sound barrier from the Hunters. They do have just enough time to get out to the payload. They're making the most of it. Slime goes down.
How they make it out?
Thought they had it, but Bumper is missing, and they're going to chase them all the way through. 1 minute, 20 seconds remain, and the Titans, the ace up their sleeve, has gone.
And the Hunters, they all go out of the same door. They may have not thought that they had a Graviton Surge on the other side, but usually you want one player to go to the opposite side to potentially get to the cart. They barely make it.
But if they went from opposite doors, only half of them might have actually gotten that sound barrier that allowed them to get onto the payload. It's more of a what-if scenario.
Yeah.
But yes, the Chengdu Hunters definitely played themselves into that situation. They had the correct responses,
though. Gonna have a grab here as well.
Bumper getting low, really trying to control that high ground so the Titans could rotate down, and they get Jinmu. It's not over yet, but it's a huge pick to be getting. There goes Bumper. He's down. Main tank missing for the Vancouver Titans. Twilight knows he has to bring the Transcendence now into play, and Bacon Jack respecting the healing. Stepping back. Amon, huge shatter. Gets 3, but there's not enough damage to back it up. And now it's the Evil Tail and Elsa on the payload. Jinmu's going to run on out there, but he's going to be facing the music all on his lonesome. And the Titans just clinch that map number 4. And you know it. There's no better way to finish an incredible week of Overwatch than by going to one more map.
And the Titans, they barely make it. 28 seconds between the Hunters and a victory in this series, but Vancouver too strong. We're going to game 5.
Well, stripe me pink and call me Benson. We get a map 5 in this series. I think that's exactly what we could have asked for at the start of the day. Let's talk Route 66. We're seeing this depth come out from the Chengdu Hunters. I think we're seeing them play now this triple tank, triple support setup. Looking pretty good. It was real close at the end.
And I mean, the Rhine battle is really close between Bumper and Amon. I think a lot of people, you know, they expected